It's Twaugust, Breaking Twawn, the 8-minute-a-day podcast where I watch 4 minutes of Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 4 minutes of Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. Because this year, it's the breakdown of a breakdown. It's Twaugust, Breaking Twawn. Much like Bella, we're bruised in this part of Twaugust and okay, hopefully. Day 11 of Twaugust Breaking Twawn. And now we're like also maybe on the run trying to find answers in Twaugust Breaking Twawn. That's where we are in parts 1 and 2. Emotionally, that's probably where I am in this. So again, one of the times that I feel like we're gonna get a quick introduction in, but I did think to myself, slow down, don't just jump right in. Partly because this is the point where existentially, I always remind myself, this is a podcast that started ostensibly because I was trying to figure out Robert Pattinson. And these are always when I get to the point where I'm just like, yeah, these are not a good showcase of his talent at all. I just don't think that's that possible, because the only thing that this has been telling me so far is that he has he's written to be sensitive, and that he has cum gutters. Those are like the only two things that are driving home. He's otherwise just so blanket emotionless. Could this be because he's just over with the franchise and putting it in? I don't know what he was directed to do. But I'm guessing it was from the school of not that damn much. I really hope they give him more to do, but I expect to be eternally disappointed with the results of that in these series. I may take extracurricular training to learn more about it. I've been really diligent. I have not watched, as far as I can remember, a single damn Robert Pattinson piece of media, except for maybe a stray interview since we've started this. I've been a very, very, very good girl. So we'll deal with that when it comes. But speaking of coming, part 1, post-glow. Bella, again, got sexed so hard that she has bruises and she's okay with it, and Edward feels bad. So we're just that's where we're at. And that's minute 40, and we're gonna go to minute 44 on day 11 of Twaugust. I'm going to do it with the Pattinson Missy Boop in 3, 2, 1. Hi, this is Future Missy, editor's note. You're not going crazy. We're sort of having to do a soft restart. The fact is, I watched all 8 minutes of Twilight for day 11, and it did not record. This is something that is not the first time it's happened. I just don't know if I've ever broke the kayfabe before, and just like been so upfront about it. But I will tell you, when I realized last night and it clicked over, and that's where it stopped, like just that part there. One, I don't know why that audio was so bumpy. That was strange. So I've like turned my gains down a little bit. But 2, it was tragic. Like I was crestfallen. There was no possible way I could have recovered and recorded it again. So I have given myself roughly is it 17 or 19 hours? I've given myself 19 hours to rewatch it, and I only vaguely remember one thing from it, simply by how shocking it was. But everything else, I'm going to try and at least give you the same energy, and probably the same opinions, but I just want to be upfront so that it doesn't feel super stilted, that I have seen this before, but there are so many discoveries I felt like that happened on this way. Especially, again, not even given the fact that we ended with bruising. Like, Bella's like, give me good bruise, daddy, in the first, 40 minutes of this movie that I wasn't prepared to deal with, so clearly I was also not prepared to deal with, probably the rest of the tech issues that went on. So we have a reset. I have a glass of water. A reminder to my audience to hydrate. And we're resetting, and we're centering and focusing. And we are going to watch 4 minutes of Twilight Breaking Dawn, starting from minute 40 and going to minute 44. This is a movie. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I see. She says it's amazing for her, so she's trying to. And he's like, "That's what you're worried about." I actually don't know what Edward's worried about. I guess like breaking it, filling her with vampire sperm. Like her world is rocked. Like she's a human. Her world is absolutely fucking rocked. And then Edward's like, last night I came so hard. It was the best night of my existence. I fucked so hard. Like, but it's, I didn't look up to see if these were rated R or not. I'm so curious. It feels like it's way too horny with no nudity. So at that point, it's just like, you know what? No, I respect them too much for any of them to show any of their bodies that way. They have too many people objectifying them anyways. I'm not going to force them into a nude scene. But like, I would have a hot version of Twilight. someone who's like a Game of Thrones level, like, yes, violence and sex. And we're going to stay apart for a while. There's birds. Here we are. The titular part, or not the titular, the pictular part of the title cover of Breaking Dawn is the chess piece. So Edward is playing chess with her and is being beaten. So another song, I felt her hand and felt complete. As you turned and said to me, he's in bed. He's all, she wore the black nightie that Alice gave her. For now on will be. And he's laughing in his bed. Haha. You can't fucking get me. He rolls over and she's like disappointed. Girl, he has said, see, here's the interesting part of the consent part. He has said he is not going to fuck with you. And he has like a very conservative bathing suit. She's wearing a very like hot bikini. And I'm not saying she can't do it, but she's also like not negging him on in that regard, but she's allowed to be beautiful. So it's like, here's the circular thing about it. Again, it's sexual politics that this movie is not prepared to handle. But that waterfall is gorgeous. I went hiking in Shenandoah Park, and it was one of the most beautiful places. And this reminds me of that. I know obviously they're gonna have places like this in Washington. Another chess game. That was I thought I did not have the first time I listened to it. More chess game. He's being hurt again. It just is like, I wonder if chess is his thing because that was the thing back in the 1800s when he was first turned. Early 1900s. You know, they didn't have video games. If they did a time jump on a room bank, it'd be like, I'm going to teach you Atari 2600. The song is not that outlandish and crazy. That's why I've stopped saying the lyrics of it. It's like a bit of a up-tempo bop. But you know, it's no American Mouth, so I'm not gonna to razz them at all. I know. Here we go. She fucking nailed his ass. I win. Oh my god! And they they just start mouthing with each other so much. Wait 1 minute. Oh fuck! That's right. The dream. Oh my god! And she woke up, and it's Bella. Oh god! The disappointment on her face. You having a nightmare? No. I look very concerned, but I also just look more tired. Cuddling, it's like, okay, eye contact and like touching and cuddling is so, these are so tender. Pause. Okay, so it's a good dream. Well, I paused on the subtitle, then why are you crying? Crazy. Okay. Interesting. Like, this is it an intimate film series moment? It's this whole movie is tonally a completely different genre than the rest of the movies. I am only realizing watching this, and I don't know the timeline. I don't know when it came along. But I understand why 50 Shades of Grey was a Twilight fanfic adaptation at first. Because if this level of horniness to movie adaptation is from the book, and it's being written,
Like, oh my god, yeah, you can like come up with a different side of scenario where you're like, how do I make it more original? But it's like gets into the BDSM powered sub dom thing that goes on during this specific part of Breaking Dawn, at least when they actually start like doing the thing. And I don't know if she came up with it before that came out, so it was like just like total true future fanfic of what they would be like fucking, but wild. Oh my god, a horny movie for preteens. That is like skirting the line, baby. Really skirting the line. Another chug of water there. And now we're going to go to Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. And we are with the family. The family. That's up north. We're up north, vaguely up north. Maybe they said it at some point. Maybe, I don't know. They'll have like very European accents. And all look like maybe they filmed in like, say, Bulgaria or like Slovakia with like a grant, and so they were able to like cast a bunch of local people. So that's why they all have like the accents that they do. I'm not really, because my only reason I say that is I've been watching the Librarians reboot, and they're filming in, I believe, actually Bulgaria. And so many of, or Serbia, one of those. I can't remember off the top of my head. And all the extras or like guest members are all from there, but like they'll get like one British or American actor that's had some credits. Like they'll also be there as well. But you can tell they're doing it on like a fairly shoestring budget while also being pretty fun. It still has the charm and the light wit that this does. But this is all going heavy. It's going heavy petting and heavy planning. Because that Voltari is going to be fucking coming. We know it. So we're going to see what happens at minute 40 to 44 in part 2. Starting at minute 40 in 3, 2, 1. Boop! Okay, so the family danger need help. What has happened? It's hard to explain. I have this this advanced baby thing that they all think it's some sort of demon child. It happens. Oh, what if they don't like me? They're gonna love you. Oh, they haven't met Jacob. See, you are not allowed to say shit like that when we know what we know. It's nice. And he gives, don't like the look he gives her there. I know it's probably just trying to be an innocent smile. And like, oh god, but everything is filtered in that lens of he's watching a girl, a 8-year-old physical girl, but who's only been alive, I don't know how long. It's long enough that everyone who's just like visiting, they're like, oh, it seems recent enough. I'm so... Oh, wait, she has blood in her veins. Wait a minute. You can feel her warmth. Wait. Oh! So she's half human, half vampire. She has the blood. Okay. Cool. That's right, they have a Volvo. That's my favorite part about Edward so far. Oh... That's her sister. Irina's their sister. And she just so they're like, hey. Oh, this is all coming together. See, this is how tired I was when I first tried to watch this. This stuff did not stick. I do remember this face touch, though. Resmi is touching her face. And the character who has Aura touching. And she's showing her something. I don't know what it is. It's true. I'm trying to remember, how did they know that? Did we establish she has some sort of future vision power? Or does that person have future vision power to see? I don't... Things that I think would be explained in the book better, or if I had paid more attention and would ever go back and re-listen to it. But that is not what Twaugust is. It is not homework. It's not research. It is my pure, unbridled... like exposure to these for the first time. All right, so Carlisle and wife are in Egypt with a waterbender. And who is that waterbender? It's Rami Malek. And I don't know what country they're in. They are in, I think, Egypt, but it could be like Morocco, vague Middle East area. I don't know. But I just feel like because he is Egyptian, I think in real life, that would be where they're pulling him from. But hey, also, if you just look vaguely Middle Eastern, they'll cast you in something that you're vaguely Middle Eastern as well. I don't think the Twilight films are necessarily about that. Wait, whoa. We're jumping, and Rami Malek is now being face touched in Forks. We have time jumped to after they booked tickets on, Delta, United, I don't know what, Air Egypt, like first to get out, maybe go to like Frankfurt. And now, so he's a bender because he can influence the elements. Aha, literally a bender. So it's just any of the elements he can manipulate. Water, dirt, he's making a little tornado, and now it's becoming wind. They make a tornado and it fucks up the house in the middle of the area. So we're in front of the safe house, by the way. Oh my God. 10 seconds left, and I remember what happens. There are two things running through the forest, obviously humanoids, but what they are, don't get a good picture of. And now they jump, and it is two vicious vampires that are in what I can only describe as stereotypical, I will say, in vague indigenous, vague native of where, I don't know, it could be America, it could be South America, Mesoamerica. Like, that is how vague it is right now. So I'm not going to know until the next 4 minutes, but wild to end on. And I don't remember Rami Malek. I don't remember there being any sort of family we met from, again, wherever it was, Egypt, Middle East area. But that is where we're ending it. It is the gathering. We are doing it's the Avengers Gather. We are getting the forces together for big battles. So far we have reached out to people in the north, people at least certainly east. Where is there anyone else that they've gathered? I don't know, maybe Dad? That'd be great if Charlie could get aboard, maybe. Mama? Phil? They need to add Phil. Phil is going to be like the Phil, what's his real life name? Or Phil Coulson. No, actually, the Phil Coulson of the Avengers of this. Hey, Phils are great. Stepfather to, boyfriend to Bella. If you are a listener to this and you listen to Grand Trivia, and you are going to be doing the Twaugust Trivia, that will be coming up at the beginning of September. I won't get the exact date to not date this, but it's Wednesday nights. You should just be listening to Grand Trivia anyways. I don't know how you'd be. There's so much crossover that I'm not sure how you discovered this without knowing it, but if you did stumble upon this without it, great, and I'm glad you're listening. But you should also watch Grand Trivia on Radio Free Multiverse on Wednesday nights. And if you are going to watch me do Twaugust Trivia, you're going to want to remember Phil. I'm just going to tell you right now, it is going to be worth buku bucks. Remember Phil. I hope this movie does too.